Okay, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aphrodite and this is Aphrodite's house. And today we're just going to be talking a little bit about what you need to hear for the month of November, any type of information that you might need to know about. At the beginning of this video, there were 3 piles that you could select from, so I am going to go ahead and begin. With this pile, I need to hear oops, that card flew. This pile I need to hear. First chakra, Archangel Michael. The World. And I'm just going to go get that card that fell. All tied up. The Magician in the Mirror. You have Nicki Minaj, Leadership. Lady of Rage, Fight. Lady Luck, Luck. And let's get one more. I'm not going to take those 2 because they flew out and I asked for 1 card, not 2. Tyra Whack, is that how you say it? It's humor. Okay. Better. I originally had on, like I said, headphones, and I hate when I can't hear my surroundings. So, pile 1. In terms of what's coming for you in November, It seems like you're going to be presented with the opportunity for vast change. And it comes when you really start to fight for yourself and stand up for yourself. It starts when you learn to say no to individuals who you said yes to. And it starts when you really put yourself out there in ways that you previously didn't think were possible. When I see all tied up and the magician in the mirror here, it indicates to me that you were attempting to manifest something very specific, and you did so by trying to keep yourself kind of in one category, in one space, kind of, already defined. But with the world here, it's indicating to me that you need to step outside of what you originally thought was going to be the most helpful for you. You're not going to advance in your career and the way that you would like to if you continue to do things one particular way. You need to be able to bend. You need to be able to have flexibility to go with the flow, be very much like water, and adapt to the changes happening around you. That's what's going to help you advance to where it is that you want to be and where you need to be, because Spirit has a clear plan for you. But it really starts when you start saying no to people, when you start putting more into yourself and making sure that you're okay, when you take on more of those tough responsibilities, just in terms of your growth overall. I know that a lot of people, individuals in pile 1, may already be doing a lot of the tough stuff, and that's kind of why you feel like maybe you can't say no in some situations or do all of the things that you want to do. You're kind of stuck in this cycle of like, maybe get up, have breakfast, work a couple hours, do this and that, go to sleep. You do that every single day. You do it to support the family that you have, or to keep things functional, to keep things afloat. You're not meant to be keeping things afloat, right? You're meant to really be successfully living and enjoying life to the fullest, but you can't get there. You can't get to that stage of your life until you really step out of the comfort zone, your comfort zone that you've built for yourself, these kind of walls that you've put up for yourself. Spirit didn't put these walls here, you did. Spirit's been trying to knock them down. It may have come in the form of great awakenings or harsh awakenings, friends no longer being your friends, small subtle things that you were once really deeply interested in or gave your energy to. You now just feel like there's no point. You don't want to give to those things anymore, to those people and those situations. And this is Spirit's way of kind of preparing you. You have a greater purpose. You have greater opportunities. But if you keep continuing to dwindle in the old and not let in the new, we're going to have to start to, block more things off from you. We're going to have to start to take some things away from you. You're going to have to, build all over again from the ground up, because you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're more focused on being in survival mode rather than really fully living and enjoying your life. Source, Spirit, your ancestors, guides, deities, whomever you may work with, whomever you pray to, whoever you share that divine connection with, has been trying to get you to see this and understand that there's a big shift coming in November that's going to lead to a windfall of just everything falling into place in December. So November is kind of like the get it together month. It's kind of like the get it together stage. And then December is like that wow, I didn't realize I could have all of this and then some if I had just stepped out of my comfort zone. So this is really what I've got for you. There's not too much information here. It seems like a lot of these things you already know, and Spirit is just trying to bring more so confirmation with this pile. This is more of a, you can manifest whatever you want, but you have to be open to the road to getting there being a little different than what you anticipated. I know that when we try to manifest, we have specific details because we're always told be as specific as possible. Maybe do some scripting, this and that. Spirit says, yeah, those things work great for some people. For you, we have a clear plan. So yes, you're gonna get what you're asking for, but not in the exact detailed manner that you were asking to receive this. So let's say you're asking for $10,000, and the exact way you want to receive it is maybe it's gifted to you or you win the lottery. Spirit says, oh no, we're not going to give it to you that way. those are great ways to get it, but that's not how we're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you through X, Y, and Z, these different opportunities, because in these opportunities as well, you're going to be given a chance to showcase your abilities. You're going to be given the chance to showcase everything that you are capable of, and those are going to come in the form of more opportunities, and those are going to come in the form of travel and meeting new people and this and this. And so you have to be willing to accept that not everything's going to come to us in the manner that we want it, but it is going to come to us in the way that we need it. So you have to be really open to that, and you have to be willing to listen to whoever you share that divine connection with, because they're attempting to guide you to that starting point. And it really starts when you start to get the message that some of the old stuff cannot come with you. And if you're not going to get the message, Spirit is going to take everything away from you, so that you are forced to build from the ground up, so that you will then see the bigger picture. But they do it all with love. They do it all with love. And this humor card here, the reason why the humor card is here is because your ancestors find it a bit funny that you ask for all this guidance, you ask for all this support, you ask for all these things. They're trying to give it to you, and then you block your own blessings. So it's funny to them because they can only do so much from their side. When you ask your spirit guides, ancestors, deities, whomever, whatever you work with, whatever the energy is that you share that connection with, when you ask for something, you enter into an energetic and spiritual agreement that they will help you, but they can only do so much from their side. You have to do the work on your side. And when you're not doing the work, you're not holding up your end of the agreement. So don't be upset or confused when things fall apart. You're not holding up to your obligations, right? You're not holding up your end of the agreement. Your soul should never be begging for something. Your soul should never be in a position, your spirit should never be in a position where it is begging for something so bad that anything and everything answers the call. I'm gonna say that again. Your soul, your spirit should never be begging for anything so badly that anything and everything answers the call. This would be you praying on your knees every night, which then turns into a form of begging, because you're not actually doing anything on this side to achieve these goals. Something else hears you and gives you what you ask for, but everything comes at a price. Just as quickly as you got that money, you could fall into debt. Just as quickly as you manifested that apartment, you could not be able to afford rent next month. So when it comes to these pure connections that you share with whomever and whatever you work with, understand the energetic agreements that you're entering into. And if you need it to be specific, then be specific. This is how I do workings with my ancestors. I need X, Y, and Z. My plan is to do this. Here's what I'm offering you in return. Sometimes it could be large amounts of food, it could be sweets, it could be a gift basket, it could be, whatever the agreement is, whatever the agreement between us is what it is. But I feel like this is also something that you need to work on. You need to work on having that steady communication, and trust your intuition when you do these things, because if you feel like your prayers are being answered and you're not necessarily begging, right? You're communicating with your ancestors or the divine through the art of praying, and you're putting in the work, but something doesn't feel right, then something's not right. Stop what you're doing, cleanse your space, really, really cleanse yourself too, and then try again and see how you feel. But this is what I've got for you. I hope I was helpful. That was a lot of information that I channeled. I'm starting to get back into channeling with my eyes closed. That's when I feel the most relaxed, because I'm actually in a meditative state while I do these readings. It is a lot of energy though, so pile 1, this is what I've got for you. I hope I was helpful. I genuinely hope I was helpful. Yeah. Yeah. I hope to see you in the next video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It actually helps me to know if I'm being helpful to you, if I'm giving you, you know, any information that is helping you grow. If not, then it makes it kind of difficult for me to want to keep things functional and running on my channel. If I think that I'm not reaching enough people or giving the right information, then I end up taking long breaks to focus on my other, you know, posting messages on my other platform. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. I got my eucalyptus here, just cleansing the air for you all. Okay. Oh, I have a candle there. This is just Blue Lotus, by the way. I love Blue Lotus. I love drinking it and doing other things with it, and it's a trip. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here to do its thing. Okay. What does about do need to know? Please no flyaways, like flying all the way across the room like pile 1. That was difficult. We got the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. I believe that's how you say it. Now, these cards did come in a book. The book is downloaded on my phone because the mini deck didn't come with the book inside. But in the book, it does take reversals. So, if any of these come up reversed, then I'm gonna read it from the book. But this did come up reversed. It's the Temple Path. Uh-oh. Someone's been venturing into some places they don't need to be. So this is about November, by the way. What you need to know, you know, for the month of November. The first thing that I'm hearing right now, just while shuffling, is that what you're receiving here is your reading itself as a warning, and these two came out reversed. So the Sun, oh shit, and walking away. These are beautiful cards, by the way. In reverse, what is going on here? Okay. So I have a pretty clear understanding of the channel message here about falling back into really nasty habits, slipping away from your spiritual path or the path that you have worked so hard to cultivate, and really not being able to step away from individuals and situations that you know will cause you harm. What I'm going to do is actually read these were the temple path, which is 12. Yeah, I want to read you the description from the book so that when I channel the whole message it makes more sense. Okay. And just so you know, the book is, I have it here, so okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Reversing this card is a sign that you have fallen off your path. You could be too focused on worldly possessions and material gain. Or you may simply be manipulating old unhealthy habits of fear, limitation, worry, or doubt. Whatever is distracting you, receiving this card reversed is a firm message that it's time to make your spiritual life and evolution a much higher priority. Not doing so represents an important loss of power. So clear your mind, meditate, and open up to the presence of spirit. Whatever else you may have going on, consider this an important part of your personal and tactical plans. The support and inspiration of all eternity and countless loving spirits are available to you. Not turning to them is like not turning to them is like cursing the dark when you refuse to turn on the lights. Wow. Obviously, the sun in reverse. Anyone who reads tarot kind of probably looked at that funny. A creative project may be blocked at this time, or you could be feeling your own creative being stifled in some way. Wow, it's almost like I'm psychic or something. These challenges could be imposed from outer sources, or they could actually be coming from within. Are you standing in your own way, stopping self-expression out of fear or self-doubt? If so, it's time to let go of fear and be willing to take a risk. The sun reverse could also indicate a period of time when you find yourself living in the darkness of confusion, lack of direction, or even depression. Reclaim your life and take back emotional control of your life. Stop focusing on the clouds. Like the sun, the light of your soul shines no matter what difficulty or darkness may be clouding the horizons. Your power and light are always present, able to bring healing and renewal through strong, self-directed choices in any situation. Let go of doubt, let your creativity come forth, and know you deserve to shine. And then we have walking away in reverse. I love how I blurted out the message before going to basically give you physical confirmation of what I just channeled. Okay, walking away. This card reverse signals that you may be feeling very stuck into present situation or location. It may be a job or relationship that no longer resonates with you. Yet out of habit or perhaps fear, you allow yourself to stay when it might be healthier to consider walking away. Habit and familiarity are compelling forces, often causing people to ignore their intuition and even dishonor their genuine feelings. This is a time of honest investigation. Consider all of the factors in the present situation. Perhaps the timing isn't quite right, and there may be some purpose in staying a little while longer. Don't deceive yourself about your motives. However, fear-based decisions don't often work in your highest interest. I apologize for the way that I'm reading this. It is a lot of energy coming through, and I'm just trying to kind of like breathe and shield a little. It's a lot. It's very heavy. You also may be stuck in a long-term personal habit or unhealthy pattern. Be aware that you always have the option and the responsibility to let go of any thought or behavior that no longer honors you. Whenever you walk away from negativity, you always move towards greater happiness. Yeah, pretty much exactly what I anticipated. And Archangel Raphael is all about love, compassion, and self-acceptance. With the fourth chakra. So basically, this is all about learning to be able to put yourself first. This is all about learning to recenter yourself, learning to nurture the spiritual aspects of yourself, and really honor the decisions that you've already made. Really honor yourself, your spirit,
and those who came before you who helped to previously show you the way. It seems like there's a lot of this ancestral energy of, I didn't teach you that. I didn't teach you to do that. You know that when you get that gut feeling that when this type of situation or instance happens, it's time for you to go the other way. I didn't teach you to stick around like this. I'm not understanding why you feel compelled to do so. I'm not understanding when I nurtured you to be a strong individual. Are you leaning on this out of familiarity and out of comfort? This is not an instance where you need to strive to like survive. You have everything you need to be happy, but for some reason you stay tied up in things because they're comfortable and you know they're not going to get you anywhere. I would just like to reiterate that these are not my words. These are coming from someone's ancestors very specifically. This is collectively, right? So please don't take what I'm saying to be too harsh. Also, I just don't sugarcoat things, but someone is reiterating that it's really disrespectful. It's really shameful that we raised such beautiful, independent individuals, and this is what we're witnessing from the other side. Especially with it being so close to Halloween and the veil being so thin, and ancestors coming in to really check on their loved ones. Some of them are just really they're like face palming. How did you get like this? I get it. My ancestors have done that to me more than a couple times. More than a couple of times. Okay. Pile 2 in terms of November. So this would be like the tail end of October going into November. That they really start to reiterate some of their disappointment. And it's going to start to show in some of the things that you do. Kind of like how the book was talking about projects being blocked. That may be one of the things that you see, because you're not really in a position, confidence. You're not really in a position to have these things right now. You're relying on comfortability as opposed to relying on your God-given talent and the things that you know that you can do. Resistance. Defiance. Spirituality. I love this card so much. Oh, bottom of the deck. Skill. Okay. In the most loving way possible, for the month of November, be prepared to have your ass dog walked. Like genuinely just dog walked. Your ancestors aren't playing with you. They're genuinely not. I see someone's ancestors sitting in a chair, playing with like the rings on their fingers, using their thumb to twirl the rings on their fingers. And they're like, that little itty bitty money you got over there, it's not gonna do you any good with all of the things that you're asking for and none of the work that you're putting in and all of the people that we asked you to get rid of who you're still hanging. I'm confused. Did you not get the message the first time? It's giving Black grandma for sure. Like matriarch. I ran it on that side. You knew not to cross me. I run it on this side. Don't think because I'm not there in the physical that I won't show up in the spiritual. I will dog walk you. I will teach you these lessons. I don't care which side of the spectrum I'm on. Wow. Some of you in this group are a little hard-headed, so it's needed. It's needed. These are going to be people being exposed to you. People are going to be exposed to you in the worst ways. Like text messages being sent to you. Screenshots being showed to you. Someone who you really thought was like your brother or your sister really just, you know, that you're gonna learn the hard lesson that being comfortable never really did anything for anyone. The greats, the great people, the people who made radical changes, the people who have made great strides in their life did not do so by being comfortable. They did so by using their skills and their talents to pave a way for themselves. They stepped into that role. And the ancestors helped to continue to pave the way, removing blockages, removing people, removing situations. But you haven't been allowing that to happen. It's almost like a couple people have done you so dirty, the dirtiest of the dirty, and you look the other way again. And so now all of these blockages are coming up. You're exhausted. You don't know why you can't do this, that, and the other thing. And you're confused? Question mark? Don't play with me. This is a don't play with me reading if I ever had one. Someone's grandma. I mean, most of your grandmas, truthfully. This is a collective reading. This is like, I just started spirituality and I'm still learning, but I know that my ancestors are not very happy with the choices that I've made. Pile. Wow. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm genuinely just going to leave it at that. Pile 2, I hope I was helpful. November seems like it's going to be a learning curve for you. Lots of learning situations. And you know what's funny? I'm wearing my Moldavite. I'm wearing my Moldavite right now because the chain works well to hold my mic. But I'm guessing that this is the Moldavite pile. If you've been contemplating Moldavite, if you've been contemplating receiving some to go on ahead and have people exposed to you, situations exposed to you, your life crumble and fall into shambles, which is not really going to happen unless you allow it to happen. What really happens is elevated change, and things that don't serve you get removed. It's a stone of, well, it's tektite for pure elevation. If you can't handle elevation, then don't buy it. If elevation is what you know you need and you've been thinking about Moldavite, go on ahead and do it. But pile 2, this is what I have for you. I hope I was helpful. I hope I didn't cause too much of a problem. I hope I wasn't too loud, right? I can never be too loud. I'm just delivering the message. You don't have to like me for it. But yeah, that's what I've got for you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe so that I know I was helpful. And if the dog walking has already begun, if they have already started to dog walk you, let me know in the comments. What have they taken away from you? What have they blocked you from? Like the funny stuff, right? I love hearing about the funny stuff. This could be like making weekend plans and then your car breaking down, but then 2 days later your car is perfectly fine and you're like, I'm guessing that was one of those blocks. But yeah, let me know. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Okay. Pile 3, this is your reading on what you need to know for the month of November. If you're new here, because I get the feeling that a lot of people who are going to pick this pile are new here, my name is Aphrodite, and I actually channel. It runs in my family, it runs in my bloodline. All of the women have the gift of being able to channel directly from source, and those who reside in a higher up frequency, dimension, however you like to describe it. I use cards, oracle cards and tarot cards, to basically provide confirmation for the information that we know, that we receive. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to get started on what you need to know for the month of November. Oh, interesting. What? Alright, so your pile seems to be the one that's going to be getting a lot of you're going to be getting a lot of information. Piles 1 and 2, I don't think. Piles 1 and 2 did not receive this much. I wasn't told to keep going for them, right? Okay. Oh, I see. Each card here has a corresponding card. That's beautiful. This is too much. This is entirely too much. If each card here has a corresponding card, then I just need the one card, please. Yes, just the one. I don't need them all. Okay. Off rip, I can tell you that if you have been trying to manifest love and in your relationship, it's not going to happen until you perfect the relationship that you have with yourself. November for you is going to be all about self-worth and self-growth. Every pile seems to be having this theme, but this is more so about you being forced into isolation for the sake of your own growth. You seem to, and I say this with love because my job is to simply reiterate the message. My job is not to come off as harsh. You have a lot of nasty little habits. You see things that other people have and you want it. You're very stubborn. You want a lot of things to kind of fall within your direction. This could also be very like love thirsty. I only say that because I get the vision of someone like drinking out of a chalice like really fast, just chugging it and then going more. This could even be a situation of your romantic partner just not feeling it anymore because of the fact that you have so many of these little, you know, nasty habits when it comes to the emotional aspect of things, not an actual physical dirty habit. You are very insecure on some level. You won't admit a lot of things to yourself and you hinder your own growth. And November seems to be the month where Spirit intends to repair a lot of this for you. There's going to be a lot of times where you just need to sit, recalibrate, meditate, and try and understand why things are playing out the way they're playing out. There's a lot of need for that because it seems like you have the potential to be this great individual. I'm being shown this vision of you walking around and your aura is glowy and it's like a goldish yellow. It's very bright, very beautiful, very crisp and clean, and you know, not groggy. Because in the month of November you sat down with yourself, you did a checklist or a vision board of all of the things that you wanted to change, the love that you realized that the love that you wanted to receive from a partner you can't receive until you put it into yourself. So November is the month where you really invest more into yourself in terms of growing your finances, growing your intuition, growing your ability to see yourself for, you know, how you truly are and who you truly are, accepting any faults that you might have and working on fixing them. Some of you might have even considered therapy, and that's great too. I believe that that would be a beautiful thing for you. And just overall letting go of the need to want what someone else may have, because you feel like it's this beautiful thing that you're just witnessing from the outside and you want it. But, you know, not everything is how we witness it, right? Not everything is true to that storyline. November has the potential to be a month of exponential growth for you on all levels, because there's just so many open spots for you right now. There's so much potential here. You could be molded any kind of way. I think that's what is so frustrating to your spirit team. There's so many options and there's so many different directions that you can go in, but you've been focusing on all of the wrong things. And I get the feeling it's made you a little depressed, a little sad, a little overwhelmed, because you're thinking that these things aren't meant for me, I'm not going to receive them. And Spirit is saying you're focused on the wrong thing at the wrong time, and that's why it's happening. You are worthy of everything you're asking for, but you need to stop and wait. You haven't put enough self-love into yourself. When you put that love right into yourself, and the way you start to change and grow and flutter is crazy. I'm seeing that this is a conversation that you may have already had though. So November, that's why November is that month of, you know, pure transformation. You understand that, yeah, I have some habits I have to change. You've come up with a plan, I see. You're coming up with a plan. The plan that you have started to either come up with or have already come up with is being greenlit by your ancestors and your spirit team. You're going to allow yourself to be in a position where more people are going to approach you, more people are going to want to talk to you and get to know you, and you know, your soul tribe's going to come forward, and you're going to be in this position of, they just keep saying growth. All I see is growth for you. I see no signs of slowing down either. Things that were hidden to you are no longer going to be hidden to you, because you're not going to be this sad little thing who accepts anything that comes their way anymore, right? I mean, it's going to piss people off. What else do you have for pile 3 for November? Okay, that's a lot going on here. Humor. If you're someone who's really funny but really shy, and you've thought about like posting funny content, do it. It's gonna go a really long way for you. I'm seeing like the first couple of videos that you post might be a little slow, and then one of them is just gonna take off. What else do you have? Oops. Oh, love, Beyonce. Not allowing people to play you because you've put the love in for yourself. So now you have strong boundaries and you're not to be toyed with. That love that you put back into yourself also helps to boost your ego and build your ego. And I've said this before in a totally different video. Your ego is a part of you. It's supposed to work in tandem with you to protect you so that you know your worth. You are not supposed to kill the ego. You're supposed to keep it in check. But this is almost like you, an individual who has no real ego. So then you start to build one. But when you start to build one and it's there to remind you, I'm the baddest bitch, or, you know, I'm the baddest dude, why am I accepting this? You know, make sure you learn to keep that in check, because when your ego takes over, then it's a totally different problem, you know. Pile 3. Pile for you for November. Do not respond to your ex. That was very clear. I don't care how badly you need to get laid. The answer is no, because you ever heard of spiritual STDs? One of your exes has a nasty, nasty spiritual STD, and when you have sex with them, it's quite draining because it bounces off of them and onto you. Oh my God. And of course, the card that falls out is connectivity, right? Be cautious of who you connect with and who you share your energy with and who you allow into your energetic field. All these cards fell. Rebellion, strength, knowledge. Oh, can you see that? And then respect. Wow. It all pretty much corresponds with what I said. Rebellion, not you actually being rebellious. I think others see it as a rebellion because you're not accepting what you once were. Strength, because you've grown out of this. You've grown this ego out of putting this love back into yourself. Knowledge, because you're becoming spiritually in tune and aware of what's going on with others around you. Those who may have spiritual STDs or those who you share soul ties with who just need to be cut so that your energetic field can get back to being clear and glowing and attracting those who are genuinely meant to be in your life. Connectivity, obviously, I mentioned these spiritual STDs, but also because the month of November, once you get everything together and transition into the month of December, then you're meeting all of these new individuals, you're making all of these new connections, you're building a community, a strong community of friends. It could be a sisterhood or a brotherhood. It could just be spiritual individuals. It doesn't have to be. It could be anything. But overall, sexuality. Funny. I think overall November is going to be a really tough month, but in a beautiful way. So this is what I got for you, Pile 3. I hope I was helpful. I genuinely do. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if this reading was helpful, if it resonated, if it made any sense at all, if there are some habits, soul ties, things like that you're trying to get rid of, self-love that you're trying to put into yourself, any type of growth. I'd love to hear about it. Let me know what's going on with you. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.